Welcome to Punk Rock Radar, Episode 2. Today we're going to be ranking the Less Than Jake albums, so let's skank our way right into it. Three.
Alright guys, welcome back to Episode 2 of Punk Rock Radar. Today we're going to be ranking the Less Than Jake albums on our tier list. I'm John, this is my buddy, over here, this is my buddy Matt. And before we get into it, I have a special treat. The Serial Killers out of New Jersey are going to let us premiere a piece of their new record that comes out this coming Friday. It's called Snap, Crackle, Pop Punk. Awesome album. Matt, before we get into it, favorite cereal?
Favorite cereal? I have two, okay? So I may get a lot of hate for the first one. I'm a big fan of Life cereal. I don't know, maybe I'm getting older, I like Life, but my second one's going to have to be Lucky Charms.
I'm with you on Life.
How about you?
Especially Cinnamon Life.
Good,
Cinnamon Life, severely underrated, but my number one cereal is Golden Grahams. I love Golden Grahams, and it's rare that I don't have Golden Grahams or Crispix. I know these guys are going to hate on us, but hey, we're in our mid-30s here. We can't start off the day with a bowl of sugar every day. So for me, Golden Grahams and Crispix. So there's that. And Matt, you got a question for the guys too, right?
Yeah, so I have one question for the serial killers. So there's been a big argument in my house about how to make cereal. So the question is, do you pour the milk first and then the cereal? Or is it cereal and then milk? So let me know which way is the correct way to make a proper bowl of cereal.
All right. And for me, it's always cereal, then milk. But I'm curious to see what people say.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just get straight into it. This is my favorite track on the record. It's called Adhd Demon.
Yeah.
And we're going to play a sample for you now. This is off the upcoming record, Snap, Crackle, Pop Punk, out this Friday. Here we go.
What do they want?
There you go. That's the first look at the Serial Killers' new record. What a song, dude. What do you think about these guys?
It's such a good song. That's a great song. It melts your face off. I have one thing to say. If you don't like that song, you're probably the same type of person that pours a bowl of Raisin Bran, picks out all the raisins, throws them out, and then uses skim milk to eat your cereal. That song was awesome.
It's awesome. It reminds me of earlier NoFX. It's such a good song, and their EP actually made it onto my top 10 of 2021. If you want the full list, punkrockradio.com. The first EP is awesome. Some of these songs are on the LP remastered. It sounds great, and you guys are gonna love it this Friday. Serial Killers. All right. So with that out of the way, Matt, let's get rolling on this Less Than Jake list. And I want to say one thing before we get started. Personally, I would put every one of these in S or A if that's what we were doing, but we're doing a max of 3 per tier and a minimum of 2 per tier. So some are going to have to go in the D tier, some are going to have to go in C tier. That doesn't mean it's a bad record, they're just not our personal favorites by the band. And one other thing I do want to say too, punk rock is about individuality. If you don't agree with us, that's great. Put your list below. And let us know. My list is going to be on the left. Matt's on the right. Let us know whose you agree with more. So first, we're going to hit Pezcore, their first album. And Spotify has it says 2008. I believe it's 95. I like this record. I love Liquor Store. I love this version of Johnny Quest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
On the later tracks, I love Where the Hell is Mike I thought it was Mike. This is Mikle. I don't know if that's a typo. Mike Sinkovich. But it's definitely not one of my favorite albums by them. I think I would put this personally in the C tier because I think there's a lot that are going to come up that I do enjoy more. So I'm going to drop this in C. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm with you on this one, John. I definitely have this one as a C tier. There are some good songs in there, like the ones you mentioned, but it's their first album. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know any band that has a first album that can go directly into an A or S tier. I don't think it's possible. If I'm wrong, comment below and let me know if there is a band that has an album that you can do A or S right away. But I don't think I can put this one up that high. I think C is the perfect spot for this.
All right, so far we agree. All right, Losing Streak, Matt. What do you think?
Oh, well, this is going to be an easy one. Losing Streak, I'm going to put this one right away into S tier. I have to put Losing Streak into S tier. This is maybe my favorite album from Less Than Jake. I mean, every song on here, is great. Ninth and Pine, Automatic, Happy Man. I just think it's a great overall album. Like, I can play this, front to back to front, and maybe skip one song, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like, this album to me is Less Than Jake. This is like Less Than Jake right here, this album.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think for me, I can see maybe 3 that I do like better than this. But I wouldn't put this any lower than A. So for now, I'm going to put it in A.
Okay.
I think this might be the fan favorite record. I'm not sure. For now, I'm going A, but I agree with everything Matt said on here. This is a great record.
And I think what did it for me is like when you're playing Happy Man and then it just fades right into Ninth and Pine. I was just like, yes, this album's. When I first heard it for the first time, I was like, oh my god, this album rocks. Like, I thought that was the coolest thing. Yeah.
What's your favorite track on this one?
I'm gonna say Ninth and Pine.
Ninth and Pine. For me, it's either Ninth and Pine or Sugar in Your Gas Tank, and Johnny Quest.
Yeah, Sugar. I mean Johnny Quest. Yeah, I mean classic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just like Frank, I like that one too. So, but yeah.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff on this record. For me, the next one is my personal favorite Less Than Jake record, Hello Rockview. I've got a ton of memories of this one. It was the first one I had. I remember like putting this in my computer and playing The Sims. This is like the perfect music to play The Sims to. I love this record. My favorite song on here is probably Nervous in the Alley. I don't know if that's a big fan favorite song, but I just love the way it starts. I love the melody in it. Matt, what do you think? Hello Rockview.
Hello Rockview. So, how many do we have again that can go into S3?
3, max of 3, min of 2.
Right, so I'm throwing this right into S2. I mean, Hello Rockview is just a solid album. I feel like this may be one of the best, like, back-to-back albums a band has put out with Losing Streak and then Hello Rockview. I don't think there's a band that has 2 better back-to-back albums than this Less Than Jake right here. I think this has to be an S right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, favorite song? I love Danny Says. Danny Says is my favorite song off this one, I would say. Yeah.
It is a good song.
I know some people may not like it, but I love that one. I love that one.
For me, this album has no bad songs. So anything you said, I was going to agree with. I love this record. My all-time favorite ska album, too. So whatever you want to say good about Hello Rockview, I will agree.
Your all-time favorite ska?
This is my all-time favorite ska.
I didn't know this was your all-time favorite ska.
This is, for me, all together, this is a top 5 album of all time for me. I love this album. Your face looks shocked.
That's. I didn't think this would be your all-time favorite ska album.
I love it, man. I love this album.
Oh, okay, all right. That's new. That's new to me. You learn something new every day. I thought it was a different one on this list, actually, but
it's close. It's real close. But what about Borders, Matt? I think we're different on Borders.
So Borders, I like it. It's alright. I don't think it has the same it keeps up with the same last 2 ones. I think I was gonna put Borders into B. I think that's a B. Borders. For me.
Dude, what is up with this order on Spotify?
Yeah, so they have Borders. I think it was remade or remastered. So they have it when it was remastered on Spotify. They don't do it like the. I think it says 2012 for that one.
Yeah,
right?
dude. One thing I want to say: who's ever doing this on Spotify, get these commentary tracks out of the main discography. Like I was like trying to listen to these tracks before, like just on shuffle to see what I picked up on. I don't want these commentary tracks coming in when I'm shuffling. It's same thing with live. Put them somewhere else. And this order is wacky.
Oh, so you want two separate categories, one where there's commentary and then one.
Yeah, like I don't want commentary tracks popping up. Matt, where did you put this one?
I put this one as B. I mean, there are some good songs in here. I do like it. But if we're just going off, the last two and then this one, I'm gonna have to put this one as B. It kind of fell off for me. This one, still like it though. Still a good album. Yeah, I like Gainesville Rock City is probably my favorite song on here.
That's my favorite track too.
Yeah. So that's my favorite track. So I would put this as a B.
All right, Matt. I'm going S with Borders. I know it doesn't have as much.
You're going S.
Doesn't have as much ska as people like. I don't care.
Yes. Yeah.
Came out on Fat, and I think it was 2000, give or take. I'm not sure. I really, really like this record. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. I still come back to it quite a bit. Gainesville Rock City, for me alone, is worth S tier. One of my favorite Less Than Jake songs. I'm going S here.
Okay, I'm okay with that,
All right, Anthem. Anthem.
You see, I thought this was going to be your top ska album is Anthem. And then when you said Hello Rockview, that threw me off.
Anthem is S tier for me. These are my 3S. It goes back and forth. I love this album. It's another one I can listen to front to back. I don't know what it is about Hello Rockview that I just gravitate towards. This one Anthem has some of my favorite Less Than Jake songs on it. One thing different though, The Science of Selling Yourself Short is not one of my favorite songs on here. I know that's like every time I go to a show, people want to hear The Science of Selling Yourself Short. Personally, I love Welcome to the New South and Look What Happened. And Short Fuse Burning.
I was just going to say Look What Happened.
Yeah, Short Fuse Burning is one of my favorites. Like this has like my favorite pop punk Less Than Jake songs.
Yeah.
What are you thinking on this one?
So for me, I'm putting this one as an A. This is going to be my first A. I feel like it's a great album. I feel like there's a few songs that I'm not that big of a fan of, but I think this is an A because we can only have 3 S's, so I have another one for S that hopefully you may agree with. I don't know, but this is an A tier for me, and it's just an overall great album. I think it's good.
I'm really curious what your other S is gonna be.
And for this one, my favorite song I think would have to be "Escape from the A-Bomb House." So that's my favorite one on here. But yeah, I have a different S. And we'll see what that is.
All right, Matt, you want to take us into B's for B-sides?
Yeah, so B is for B-sides. This is going to be my other S tier one. I feel like this is such a great album. I feel like it's a little better than Anthem, so that's why I have to put Anthem as A, and then this is why I'm going to have to put B is for B-sides up there as an S tier. I mean, Sleep It Off. There's just so many good songs on here. So I'm going to put this one as an S tier. I mean, the national anthem. I think if I were to open up my Spotify, this one I think I have the most likes for is B is for B-sides. I feel like this is a complete album. I feel like it's just great. I put it up there with Rockview and Losing Streak. Like those are the main 3 albums I feel like that I can play over and over again, back to back to back, and not get tired of it. I mean, I play this one the most, I think.
I didn't see that coming. I don't disagree with you. I do. I really like this one too. I just had if you asked me what tier you were gonna put this in, I never ever would have said S. But I agree.
Really?
I mean, the first two songs I really like. I love the Jay Frenzel song. Like Matt, like you've probably seen that poster of the Race Around Uranus tour. Frenzel, Rom, Less Than Jake, and Blink-182. Man, what a freaking tour!
Yeah.
For me, this one's going in A. I agree. It's really strong album.
Yeah. Goodbye and Gasoline. Such a great song too. You know that My Mom's a Reagan. It's just like this is the lyrics of that is so good. Such a great album.
So far we're really not too different. I mean, Borders is really the only one that we're more than a tier away. But maybe this one will be the curveball. This one, I remember when this came out, there was like a lot of backlash. People were like, "There's no ska. It's super poppy. It's polished." I don't care about any of that. I like this record. I think there's some great songs on it. Let me pull it up. Get back to the regular discography. I think Soundtrack of My Life is a great song. I think Rest of My Life is a great song. Don't Fall Asleep on the Subway. I think there's some really strong tracks on here. With that said, I don't like it enough to put it in S, and I don't have space anyway. I don't like it enough to put it in A, but I think this is a B tier record. It's a great pop punk record. It's not your typical Less Than Jake, but there's still some great songs on here.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, this is where I may get a lot of heat for this. I'm putting this down as D. To me, this is not like everyone has their own opinion. You know, that's what punk is, and to me, like, my opinion, I don't feel like this is a Less Than Jake album. I feel like it was lacking kind of, I don't know, like more punk in it. I feel like, and I feel like when it was made, it was made for the attention to try to be mainstream on the radio, and that's great and everything. But to me, like, this is not Less Than Jake, I guess, for me. There are some good songs like the ones you mentioned, but this is one that I hardly listen to anymore. I just don't listen to this album that much anymore. So I'm gonna have to put it down in D. So if I get a lot of heat for that, that's all right. You know, everyone has their opinion, and let me know what you think.
I honestly think most people are going to agree with you. I really don't see a lot of love for this record. So I think you might be safe from shun on this one.
Okay, good.
All right, so next, GNVFLA. What do you think, Matt?
So this is a tough one for me. I think I put this one as B. It's a solid album, and this was the first, I believe, Less Than Jake album where they did it all on their own. And I think I kind of brought that into giving it a B, just because this is the guys on their own putting this one together for the first time, having total control of it. And I feel like when bands do that is awesome. You know, that they're going in the direction they want to go, how they want it to sound like. And I think that's why I'm putting this one as a B. How about you, John?
I don't love this one. I think Does the Lion Still Roar is one of their best songs. I love it. The State of Florida is a great song. I'm going back and forth with B and C, which is, I guess, is where you're at too. Man, it's, if I had to like listen to this or Pezcore, it's close. But I think... Oh,
no, not even.
I think overall, the production on this one is just, even though that it's all DIY, I like the way it sounds. It has like the proper amount of grit. Just based on the top half of this album, I'm going to put it in B. So I'm going to stick with you on this.
There we go. That's good. That's what I like. There we go. I'm really curious now to see, like, your D is empty.
I know. I probably should have thought this through.
You have to. You because you're gonna have to. Whatever. If there's 3 left, those are all gonna have to be D, John. Like, have.
All right. Well, I'm actually okay with putting this one here in D. This one, when it came out, I couldn't really find. We're on Greetings and Salutations. I couldn't really find a song that I loved on here. Like, I think Goodbye, Mr. Personality is good. I think
Personality
is good. I don't love any tracks here, and in the scope of the discography, I'm okay with dropping this one in D. It's definitely
You're putting it in D.
I'm putting it in D. You called me out on no D, so there you go. You got a D. What about you?
You got some D now. There you go. For this one, I think it's better than D, so I think I'm going to put this one as C. I love the trumpets in it. I love the sound of it. Goodbye, Mr. Personality is probably the best one on here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like Finger Points at Forgiveness too. So yeah, I'm going to put this one as C because I feel like, yeah, C is good for this one. C is good for this one.
All right, speaking of C, what do you think of See the Light, Matt?
I see what you did there. So for See the Light, this is a fairly newer one, 2013, I believe. Good Enough's a great song.
Yes, agreed.
The first song. How many do we have left? We have Sound the Alarm, right?
Total.
And then
you need at least one more A. You need at least one more D, and then you have freedom with the rest. You're just out of space on
Okay,
S.
so got you. So this is going into D for me then. If out of those last three, this one's going to be a D for me. Because I believe the last three we're doing are going to be higher than. So the next two are higher than a D. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I'm putting this one into a D. Just because I have to follow the rules, play by the rules. So this is what we're doing. So I'm putting this one into there.
All right. So before I give my ranking on this one, Matt, I wanted to drop a little fun fact. I know you're a big Harry Potter fan, and so am I. Are you aware that J.K. Rowling hates ska music? Did you know that?
Hey, what's the reason then? I mean, I feel like that would be the perfect background music for Harry Potter. Like when they're playing, what's that game they play with the brooms?
Quidditch.
Yeah. So if you put ska behind Quidditch, I feel like that would be the ultimate scene. You know?
Yeah. Well, all the bad. I found it when I was reading one of your fan fictions you were writing on Pottermore. I just looked at a linked store, and somebody said, "Hey, before it was Azkaban, where all these evil wizards go, it was actually a ska band, and all these bad wizards were forced to just listen to Real Big Fish on repeat." That's true. That's a true story. So yeah.
No, it's not. I mean,
J.K. Rowling hates ska.
Or does she hate Real Big Fish?
I don't know if you could do one or the other. I think it has to be both.
Okay.
So
that's a good little fact.
Little fact for you guys. And for me on See the Light, I think this album has some really good tracks, but then I think the rest of it kind of toils in mediocrity. I think Good Enough is awesome. I think My Money's on the Long Shot is awesome. And I really like American Idol, but overall, I don't find myself coming to listen to this too often aside from those three tracks. With that said, I will put this in the C tier because there's something left that I like a little less than this one. And that one is Sound the Alarm for me.
Sound the Alarm is... Really?
Matt, I went back and forth whether or not we were going to include this because it only has 7 songs. I couldn't decide whether we were going to do this or maybe Goodbye, Blue and White, or one of the other collections, Losers, Kings, and Things. But I wanted to do one that had all unique songs. And I know that you like this one, but for me, there's not a lot of tracks on here that I really, really enjoy. So for that, I'm going to take the cop out and put this in D tier. What about you?
You put it in D. Wow.
I'm putting it in D.
Well, I'm not going to go.
I don't care for this one.
I mean, whatever weather, Call to Arms. I mean, Bomb Drop. I'm listening to it right now. I'm gonna put this one up in A. Actually, I like this one a lot. I just like how it sounds. No, don't do A. No A. We're doing B. We're gonna put it in as B.
B?
Yeah, B.
Did I talk?
Yeah, we're gonna put this one. Yeah, you talked me out of A. You talked me out of A. I'm gonna go as B. As low as I would go with this one. So I'm doing B for this one. You talked me out of A. Yeah, it's not up there with. Yeah, it's not up there with Anthem.
Yeah, you can't put this one with Anthem.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
So yeah, my fault there. My fault there. This is a B, no higher than a B. So with that, the next one, John, Silver Linings, their newest one. What do you think this one? Where should this one go?
I really like this record. When it came out, is it last year? The year before last? I think it was like a late 2020. That's the reason why it didn't make it on my list for 2021. But this might be my favorite album of 2020. I feel like they just came back swinging. Like I could easily put this in the S tier. I can't and I won't, but it's up there. I'm looking now on my Spotify. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs I've got saved. Like I love this record, and it didn't get enough play. It didn't get enough hype. So for that, I'm putting it straight to A. Maybe it should be B, but recency bias aside, I think I'm going to A.
Yeah, I'm going A with this one too. And this is what you and this album changed. For me to put the other one in B and this one into A. But yeah, I think the first 6, 7, I can even do Monkey Wrench myself. I mean, that's a great song too. King of the Downside. This is an overall great album. The trumpets are awesome. It's just great. It's a good album. I can see it being up there with Anthem for me, on the same level. So yeah, that's where it's gonna go. A.
All right, so there's our rankings. So mine are over here on the left. I don't know if it's gonna be the right on the TV. We probably should have figured that out. And Matt's are here.
I think it is back. Yeah.
On the right, I'll call it. So let us know in the comments who you agree with, or if you think we both suck and you think we both butchered it. Put that down there. Whatever.
Yeah, and this was fun. This was a tough one to do. I feel like Less Than Jake probably has one of the best album lineups, where back to back albums are so good. And this was a hard one. I think this may be the hardest one we do.
I agree. So Matt, next we've got Rancid coming up, which was your pick, and then I think
we're definitely going to see differently on Rancid.
Oh, I absolutely. I can't wait for you to destroy me on my picks. I know that we're different there.
We're going to be so different on it. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be definitely a good one to look out for.
So for Rancid, there's not as many records as these other bands you've been doing. Do you think we include Adhd, Lars Fredriksson? What do you think?
We could do the what do you want to call it? The Rancid family. We do Operation Ivy.
There's so many though. We'd have to really cut it. I think. What do you think? Adhd, Rancid, Lars Fredriksson, Transplants. Is that the main ones? I don't want to put in.
Yeah, because I think Lars. Lars only has 3 albums.
2 or 3.
Yeah, he has. Maybe we just do the first Lars album.
In my opinion, that's the only good one, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that too. So we just do Lars Fredriksson and the Bastard. So yeah, and then the Transplants, only their first album.
Sure, we'll figure it. We'll get a nice round
even
number.
Yeah, we'll
if we have to put Warzone or something in there, I'm not putting in the Tim Armstrong solo stuff because it's all going to be D. While we're on after Rancid, I think we've got Green Day coming up. We've got Bad Religion. We've got Blink-182. I think People Want It Against Me and Rise Against. If there's any other bands you could think of, put them below. We're having a lot of fun doing this. We're glad that people are enjoying it. So let us know which ones you want to see next. And we are recording this on Saturday, and we had a big release day yesterday, New Music Friday. Matt, was there anything that came out yesterday that you really enjoyed? I know you're an After the Fall fan. I know they had a record come out yesterday. What was your favorite release of yesterday?
To be honest, you just caught me off guard there, John. I'm going to have to go back in and listen to all the new releases. I was a little tied up yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to listen to them. But if you're saying After the Fall, I'm going with After the Fall.
Well, we had a new Wilhelm Scream song come out of the blue, for me anyway, and they announced their new record. So that was awesome to see. We had, what else? I'm catching myself off guard. The Forever Unclean record that came out on the 1st. I posted that yesterday. We had so much good stuff. Go check out our playlist. I'll put a link in the bio. Go check out our New Music Friday post on our Instagram page. And Matt, before we go, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so if this is someone's like first time getting into like punk or ska music, I think it would be a good idea that we, kind of let them know some other bands that may be similar, to Less Than Jake or in the ska category. And for me, one band, it's an older band that I still been listening to. I've been listening to it probably this whole week. It's going to have to be Potshot and the album Pots and Shots. This is a band out of Japan, and some of the fastest ska and great trumpet riffs, I've just ever heard. So this is going to be Potshot right
Pots
there,
and Shots, you said?
and that album right there. Yeah. So this album right here, I feel like this is an S tier album, absolutely right here.
It is good.
And
I've got radio saved.
Wait, hold on. Is this their first album?
I don't think so.
I think so. 97. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not their first, right?
It is. Be right.
We found a band that has a. So we found a band that has a first album that goes right up into the S tier. So I answered my own question earlier. So this is an S tier album. Listen to it, check it out, and the other one I'm going to say is Link 80. If you don't know about Link 80, check out Link 80. I believe it's only 2 albums they have. I think the lead singer passed away, so that's why there's only 2 albums. But some of the best ska, I guess ska, metal, ska, core. I don't know what you want to call it, but 17 Reasons, another solid banger. Check it out if you're into Less Than Jake and ska. Or if it's your first time getting into this kind of scene, check out these 2 bands.
Yeah, I think.
How about you, John?
I think before he passed away, he did this other album. Knowledge was the band. That's another one you should check out. But if you're into Link 80, I'm gonna just drop 2 of my favorite ska records from last year. If you're like a Link 80 fan, you're like heavier ska. This Joystick record is sick. Like these first 2 songs, Retcon, Detonate, 76, 75. Go check these guys out if you like ska core. These are some of the best guys doing it right now. The other one, Abracadabra, these guys are from Brazil. They just put out a record last year too, Make Yourself at Home. Go check these guys out. Go check this record out. Support these awesome bands. Those are my 2 favorite ska records of last year.
Yeah, I just have like another one that popped in, Suicide Machines.
Yeah, hell yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you gave me an idea when you said that. Yeah. I'm thinking we should do ska band tiers.
Oh man, that's gonna be hard.
Maybe
I mean, you have
maybe like 20 bands, right? And we rank
20
them.
bands. Man,
new, old.
Are we gonna do the same rules? Like only
Same
X
rules.
amount into S? Like,
I could be
20,
wrong.
So
I feel like everybody wants all these to be an S and A, but if we did that, there's no fun, right? If we just sat here and did
there's no fun.
S, Less Than Jake, that has no bad records. Who's gonna watch that?
They
won't know until after they watch it, but I don't really find
and they'll
that
be like, look at
captivating.
these jerks. I just picked up like this album and it's horrible, and they put it into S tier. But yeah, I think that would be good. That's going to be a tough one. 20 ska bands. Who picks the ska bands? Should we have a post on Instagram and or something? And they let us know what ska bands.
I like.
Because I mean, I can probably pick. Yeah, it's going to be hard just picking the ska bands. I feel like if we get the community's input of what ska bands you want to see us rank, I think that would be pretty cool.
I like that idea. And then this other idea, I'm not sure, Matt, if I talked to you about it, but we just put on like a Spotify playlist, we put it on shuffle, and then we randomly tier the bands that come up on the shuffle. Like,
okay, so who's making the shuffle? I mean, what happened if like Aqua Barbie World comes up, whatever that song is? Like, who's making the shuffle?
Who sings that song? Who sings? It's
Aqua.
Aqua.
It's Aqua.
Oh, Aqua. Okay.
Yeah, it's Aqua. I mean, that's an automatic S for me. I mean, that.
Wait, do you think you'd rank the song or rank the band that's singing the song?
whatever song comes up, you rank the song. I feel like
probably easier because if it's on one of our playlists, we're not gonna want to put it in a bad tier. So I like that idea. So we'll rank the songs that come up on the playlist.
Or how about I make a playlist for you? You make a playlist for me. And we have to rank it. Any music, any kind of music, it doesn't matter what it is.
I like it. We'll just, if you guys know, we're amateurs at this. If you can't tell, if we're allowed to play a clip of something on here, let me know because we haven't been playing these Less Than Jake songs. I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to because of copyright. But if that's not the case, let us know because that might help.
Yeah, let us know.
All right, Matt. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Go check out the Serial Killers. Their album drops. Is it next Friday?
Yeah,
or this Friday coming up, right? Yeah, today's Saturday. Yeah. Definitely check it out. It's something new, something fresh. Independent. And I feel like that's another thing I love is when I hear that musicians are doing everything on their own, writing and everything just on their own. You know that these guys are into it. They love it, and if you listen to the album, you can hear. That they're doing what they believe in. They love it, and that's something great, That's something great to see.
Okay, and one last thing. We were going to do this live on either YouTube or Twitch, but Matt, on the first video, we had to crop out a bunch of stuff. I think we got through this without saying anything offensive, without getting canceled. I mean, it's a little harder with no effects, but if you guys would rather us live stream, so we have your input, we'll have a chat up and everything, let us know, and maybe we'll do that for Rancid. This coming Wednesday. Just put it in the comments if you'd like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a good idea. We can run some polls to see, what they think. If we're stuck on an album, if we should go up to A or S or we'll see.
Go to the gallery.
Be a fun time.
Exactly.
Time. Yeah.
All right, guys. Happy safe Saturday. There's football on today if you're into that. Football on tomorrow. We're getting to the playoffs. Check out our release calendar, punkrockraider.com. Get that out of here, Matt. No one wants to see that trash. This is a kid. Matt, where were you born? Yonkers or?
I was born down in Mount Kisco, New York.
Mount Kisco, New York. And this guy is a Patriots fan. It's disgusting. It makes me sick. So, Matt,
my dad tells me every Sunday he failed as a father because I'm a Patriots fan.
It should never be. You shouldn't have kids being born in Mount Kisco being Patriots fans. You got two of your own teams. Pick one of them.
Right here. Patriots, let's go. Mac Jones, baby.
All right, and with that, everybody have a happy and safe Saturday. We'll see you next time.